Welcome to Still City News. On today's program, we have local Pittsburgh area author Dave Heron. Dave's written 3 incredible novels, and he resides right here in the greater Pittsburgh area with his wife and his 2 children. He tells us about the very difficult time in his life that he went through that inspired him to begin his dream as a writer.
And how you got started as an author, and what inspired you to go down that path?
Yeah, well, really young, I think. The main thing for me was just having a wild imagination. And then it wasn't until I got older and an actual tragedy that happened with my wife and my son that kind of propelled all that into a therapeutic kind of situation for me to get that. My son was born at 25 weeks. My wife had a couple seizures, and it what happened was it propelled me to use that as a way of therapy to kind of get through it. And that's where my first story came from, Wings of the Chosen. And that's what I didn't even know like a passion I kind of had for writing until then. And I always wanted to do it. It was just that I didn't know how to put the words to the page, so to speak. So it was kind of that set me off. And then here we are 3 books in now, and I'm just going to keep going. And hopefully one day it's going to be my career. We'll see. That was the one that it helped me through everything that happened. With Jamie and Max, he was in there for 112 days, and with that, I didn't really know how to cope with it. Really, like it was just kind of like we didn't know what was going to happen with him, and Jamie was fine after 5 days, thank God. But it was just the way every night I would sit in his pod, his little watch him in the incubator, and I just started writing, and it was. I had this idea of, and I've always been interested in like angels and heaven and the whole fantasy genre for that. And I just took what happened with them and I just put this fantasy twist on it, and the words just came pouring out. It was a really kind of like uplifting story for me, and it was real personable, and it was. I wrote it on a site. It was called Wattpad, and the community there is amazing. They gave me tons of feedback, and I wrote it in about 3 or 4 months, and then it just kind of just sat there for a while until I was lucky enough to get with this wonderful company called Devil Dog Press and form this relationship. Who they helped. They were along the ride, along Max's ride for a long time, for the whole 112 days, and became real good friends and kind of guided me to where I'm at now. And it's just been great. But that book's real close to my heart. It was a really just tough write, but it was well worth it. Wings was like my baby. This one was like my guilty pleasure. I saw the recent, and I love Tom Hardy. So when I saw Mad Max, I was like, I want to write something like that. And this story just formed in my head about a post-apocalyptic setting in the United States. And it was just like, I want to create this character, this strong female lead, and I want to put her in a situation to where her only drive is she wants to get back home through no matter what. Her goal is to get from, she's going to, when all this happens, she's going to college in California, and she wants to make her way all the way home to Bar Harbor, Maine. So it's kind of a trek. So, and in this situation through her trip, she's really just humanized. And it's not only the post-apocalyptic setting, she has her own issues. She has, before all of it happened, she has depression. She's just alone, and it was really for a lack of a better word, fun to write this character that was so flawed, but she's so strong, but she doesn't know it. So it was just it. And it was just a lot of fun to write because I was able to just let my imagination go crazy.
Now you have a continuation of this novel out, a second one.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what inspired that? Was that something you had planned from the beginning, or is that something that just kind of happened? Or can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah. I always wanted to do 3 books, and now it seems like it's going to turn into like 4 or 5 because one of the things I learned from writer I really look up to. His name's Mark Tufo. He was like, if you have ideas, just write them. Don't set, like, if you have the beginning in there, that's fine. But if you keep getting ideas for the middle, that's okay too. And that's what happened is you know, I went from 3 to possibly 5 now, and this one was probably the toughest book I had to write, because the situation we find Phoenix in, the main character, is she's just beaten and broken, and it was really hard to write this character that is not real, but I felt like that I was like, man, I'm really putting her through a lot, and it was just really tough, and it was it's and you know, this main antagonist, his name's Doc. He was just, he's trying to just beat and break her down, and it was a really tough write, and it took me like a year and a half. So I'm glad I got a couple people that have messaged me saying they're reading it and they absolutely love it, because I had a lot of like trepidation going in with this one, because I was worried it might not hit home, but people seem to be enjoying it, so that's good.
Yeah, so that one was very recent, wasn't it? Just in the past, was that that
Yeah,
was the past?
yeah, May 26th. Yeah, it just came out. Yeah.
And where can people find these novels? Where can they go to find them?
Amazon.com. Just, you know, just be able to type my name in, Dave Heron, and they should pop right up. And they're on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty new to that, so I didn't realize what that was until recently. But if you have that, it's on there to read, and the paperback's available. So yeah, just they're there for right now. They're kind of exclusive there. And then depending on my publisher, what she wants to do in the future for the future novels, we'll see. It's just cool to write. You know, I would tell anybody that, you know, if you have a passion, just, you know, stick with it, and just, you know, just do it. It takes a lot of, the biggest thing for me is getting over self-doubt. I'm my own worst enemy, and that's a lot about what I dedicated book two to people that, you know, I know a few people in my life that suffer from depression and stuff like that, and it's just, you know, they're their own worst enemy, and it's, you know, they're a lot stronger than they give themselves credit for. So that's what kind of led to book two as well, to write that one. And Phoenix's character is like all of them in one. So, you know, it's just for all those people out there like that. So, yeah.
And you can find all of Dave Heron's work right on Amazon.com. Thanks for watching.